Have you ever wondered why, despite having everything you need, peace still feels out of reach? Why, in a world filled with endless options and distractions, your mind never seems to rest? We spend our days chasing success, approval, and comfort, but too often end up more anxious and lost than when we started. What if the answer isn't about doing more, but doing less? What if, instead of looking outward, you could master the inner workings of your mind to find clarity, resilience, and true strength? Imagine starting each day with a calm sense of purpose, knowing that no matter what life throws at you, your peace is untouchable. This is not just a fantasy, it's the timeless promise of Stoicism. For centuries, the Stoics have taught that true power comes not from controlling the world around you, but from mastering your reactions to it. In a world that constantly pulls you in 100 directions, the Stoic mind remains unshaken, anchored by clarity, purpose, and virtue. But how do you train your mind to be that strong, that focused? What does it look like to apply Stoic principles in the noise and chaos of modern life? In the next few lessons, we'll explore exactly that. Practical Stoic tips you can start using today to reshape how you think, act, and live. Curious about how ancient wisdom can transform your day-to-day? Let's dive into the first step: building a Stoic morning ritual that sets the tone for everything that follows. Are you ready to declutter your mind and take back control? Let's begin. The truth about money: redefining wealth. What if I told you that everything you've been taught about wealth is a lie? That no matter how much money you accumulate, you'll never truly be free until you change how you define it. We live in a world that glorifies material success: bigger houses, fancier cars, larger bank accounts. But does this endless pursuit bring you peace, or does it chain you to a life of constant craving? The Stoics were wise enough to see through this illusion. Epicurus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Think about that for a moment. True wealth is not measured by how much we have, but by how little we need. Seneca also warned that the man who craves more, not the man with little, is truly poor. Why? Because the desire for more is insatiable. It traps us in a cycle of anxiety, always seeking the next thing, never content with the present. Let me ask you, how much of your life is spent chasing money, believing that with just a little more, you'll finally be happy? And yet when you reach that goal, does the longing stop, or does it shift to something else, pulling you further away from true contentment? The Stoic approach to money is simple. Money is a tool, not the goal. It should serve you, not the other way around. True wealth comes not from accumulation, but from knowing what is enough, from aligning your desires with what truly matters: security, health, meaningful relationships, and a life lived in accordance with virtue. These are the riches that money can never buy. So, how do you redefine wealth in a world that constantly tells you more is better? Start by practicing gratitude for what you already have. Take time each day to reflect on the abundance in your life, not in material terms, but in the things that bring you lasting joy: your health, your loved ones, the opportunities for growth. The Stoics remind us that if we can find contentment with little, we are truly rich. The pursuit of wealth can be a trap, leading you to sacrifice your time, your peace, and your values. So, the question is, are you a slave to money, or do you control it? If you were to lose everything tomorrow, could you still be at peace, knowing that your true riches are within you? Ask yourself, as you go about your day, what is wealth to you? And more importantly, What are you really chasing? Morning routine, a foundation for mental clarity. How do you begin your day? Is it with a sense of calm purpose or a frantic rush to keep up with the world? Too often, our mornings become a race against the clock, hitting snooze, scrambling for time, and letting stress define our path forward. Yet what if the first moments of your day could be a sacred space, a time where you take control of your mind before the world makes its demands? The Stoics knew that the morning sets the tone for everything that follows. As Aristotle believed, the first hours are crucial for shaping your mindset and preparing you for the challenges ahead. It's not just about waking up, it's about waking up with intention. When you rise with clarity and purpose, you arm yourself against the distractions and pressures that inevitably come. Let me ask you, how would your day change if, instead of reacting to the world, you started by commanding your thoughts? A Stoic morning routine doesn't add more tasks to your day. It helps you align your mind, body, and soul so that you're in control of how your day unfolds. Here's the challenge. Create a morning ritual that nourishes your mental clarity and fortifies your focus. Avoid the trap of hitting the snooze button. Instead, rise at the same time each day, stretch your body, and take those first deep breaths. Hydrate to refresh your system, and nourish your body with foods that fuel, not drain, your energy. Then, just as Marcus Aurelius advised, reflect on the privilege of being alive. Focus your mind on what matters most. This is not about perfection. It's about building a foundation for mental strength. Win your morning, and you will find that the rest of the day falls into place. The Stoics didn't control the world around them, but they mastered the only thing that truly matters, their own minds. Now ask yourself, how will you start your day tomorrow? Daily reflection. Learning from each day. Have you ever rushed through a day only to reach its end, wondering where the time went? In the relentless pace of modern life, we often move from one task to the next without stopping to reflect, lost in the cycle of doing, but rarely thinking. Yet the Stoics remind us that a day without reflection is a day lost. How can we expect to grow wiser if we never pause to learn from our own experiences? The ancient Stoics believed that the true power of life lies not in its length, but in the depth of our understanding. Seneca warned us that life is long if you know how to use it, and what better use is there than learning from each day? When we reflect, we sharpen our awareness of ourselves, our actions, and the world around us. Without this practice, we are like sailors lost at sea, adrift without a course. But what does daily reflection look like? It is not about dwelling on mistakes or endlessly analyzing every detail. Instead, it's about taking a quiet moment to ask, what did I learn today? What challenges did I face? And how did I respond? Did I act according to my values, or was I swayed by outside forces? This is where true wisdom is forged, not in books, but in the crucible of daily life. The Stoic practice of evening reflection is a powerful tool for mastering the mind. Begin with the highlights, the moments of joy, success, or peace. Cultivate gratitude for these experiences, no matter how small. Then, move to the learning curve. What were the challenges, the setbacks, and the moments of frustration? But instead of dwelling on them, seek their lesson. How can you improve tomorrow, even in the smallest way? The Stoic knows that each day offers a new opportunity to correct the course, to align actions with values, and to sharpen the virtues of patience, wisdom, and self-control. As Heraclitus reminds us, the only constant in life is change. If we are to master change, we must reflect on it. The goal is not perfection, it is progress, one day at a time. Now, as you lie down tonight, ask yourself, what have I learned? And more importantly, how will I grow from it tomorrow? Push for deep understanding. Don't just skim the surface. In a world flooded with information, how often do we truly understand anything? We scroll through headlines, absorb sound bites, and skim the surface of complex issues. But do we ever stop to ask the deeper questions? What if this endless stream of information is not making us wiser, but simply overwhelming us with noise? The Stoics understood the difference between knowing and understanding. Socrates, one of the greatest thinkers in history, famously declared, "I know that I know nothing." This wasn't a statement of ignorance, but of humility, a recognition that the pursuit of truth requires constant questioning and the courage to admit our own limitations. Let me ask you, when was the last time you truly questioned what you thought you knew? Not just accepted it at face value, but examined it, picked it apart, and sought the deeper truths beneath it. Too often, we are content to float on the surface of understanding, but the Stoic seeks to dive deep, to push beyond the obvious and uncover the layers of meaning that lie hidden beneath. Why settle for the shallow end, when the depths hold the answers we truly seek? Deep understanding isn't just about gathering more information. It's about learning to think critically, to challenge assumptions, and to make connections that others overlook. It's about asking why and how instead of just what. When we develop this habit of thinking, we're no longer easily swayed by superficial trends, opinions, or distractions. We stand firm, rooted in reason and clarity. The Stoic practice of seeking understanding is a tool for mental freedom. It sharpens your ability to discern truth from falsehood, to spot manipulation, and to avoid being led astray by surface-level thinking. True wisdom isn't about knowing all the answers. It's about learning to ask the right questions. But how do we cultivate this deeper understanding? Begin by questioning everything. When faced with a piece of information, don't accept it without reflection. Who is presenting this? Why? What might be missing? Challenge your own biases and always seek out perspectives that differ from your own. This practice of intellectual humility will not only deepen your understanding, but also foster empathy. For when we understand why others believe as they do, we learn to see the world from more than just our narrow lens. So, the next time you're presented with a simple explanation or a quick solution, ask yourself, is this really the whole truth or just the surface? Be patient, dive deep, and remember that true wisdom comes not from knowing everything, but from understanding deeply. In the words of Epictetus, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Will you settle for what you think you know, or will you push for the deeper truths that lie beyond? Focus on the journey, not the destination. We live in a world obsessed with results, reaching the top, winning the prize, and achieving success. But have you ever reached a goal only to feel a strange emptiness afterward? As if, despite all the effort and sacrifice, the moment of triumph was fleeting, leaving you hungry for the next challenge. This is the trap of destination thinking, the belief that happiness lies at the end of a long road, only to find that the end is always moving further away. The Stoics understood a deeper truth. Life is not a race to be won, but a path to be walked with intention. Epicurus warned us, do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. The wisdom here is simple but profound. Chasing the next milestone will always leave you wanting. It is in the journey itself, the daily effort, the learning, the struggles, that you find your real growth, your real joy. Let me ask you, how often do you focus so intensely on your goals that you forget to savor the process of getting there? We set our eyes on the finish line, thinking that once we've achieved that promotion, that perfect body, or that financial goal, we'll finally be content. But Stoicism teaches us that contentment is not found at the destination. It is cultivated along the way. To the Stoics, life is a journey of self-improvement, of aligning your actions with your values, and of embracing the daily challenges as opportunities for growth. Each moment, no matter how mundane or difficult, is a step on that path. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. When we focus only on the destination, we neglect the present, and it is in the present that we live, learn, and become who we are meant to be. So, how do we shift our focus from the outcome to the journey? First, define your values, not just your goals. What kind of person do you want to become? Let your actions each day reflect those values, rather than being driven by the need for external rewards. Second, embrace the small victories. Every challenge you overcome, every lesson you learn, is a victory worth celebrating. These moments of growth, though small, are the true markers of progress. And finally, remember that the journey never truly ends. Each step forward brings new challenges, new opportunities to refine yourself, and new lessons to learn. The Stoic path is not about reaching a state of perfection. It's about constant growth, about finding fulfillment in the act of striving, not in the act of arriving. Ask yourself, are you rushing through life in pursuit of the next goal? Or are you learning to walk the path with purpose? The Stoic way teaches us that the real prize is not the reward at the end, but the wisdom and strength we gain along the way. The next time you feel the pull of destination thinking, pause and ask, am I enjoying the journey? Because in the end, that is where true fulfillment lies. In a world that often feels beyond your control, what power do you truly possess? When the noise of society, the pressure of goals, and the uncertainty of tomorrow all press in, it's easy to feel as though you're at the mercy of forces far larger than yourself. But the Stoics teach us a radical truth. The only true power you need is already within you. It lies in your mind. Your mind is your greatest asset, the one thing that no external circumstance can touch. As Epictetus so wisely stated, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The strength to face adversity, the clarity to navigate confusion, the resilience to endure hardship, these all come from a mind that has been trained, sharpened, and disciplined through Stoic practice. Think back on the lessons we've explored, from crafting a mindful morning ritual, to reflecting on each day's lessons, to redefining what wealth and success truly mean. We've journeyed through the practical wisdom of Stoicism, designed not just to survive life's challenges, but to thrive in spite of them. These teachings are not abstract. They are the foundation upon which you can build a life of peace, purpose, and resilience. But here's the key. None of this is passive. Your mind doesn't become stronger simply by absorbing these ideas. You must apply them, day in and day out. You must choose to reflect on your actions, to question your desires, and to focus on the journey, not the destination. It's not perfection that we seek. It's progress, made in small, consistent steps. So now, I ask you, what will you do with the power you hold over your mind? Will you let it be shaped by the whims of the world? Or will you take the reins, training it to respond with wisdom clarity, and courage. The Stoic path is not one of passivity. It is a call to action, a call to master your thoughts, to ground yourself in virtue, and to find peace in every situation. The challenges will come, as they always do, but you are not powerless in the face of them. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The question is not whether life will test you. It will. The real question is, how will you choose to respond? This is your journey. The mind is your greatest asset. Will you start today, one step, one thought, one action at a time? If you're ready to take control of your mind and live with purpose through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, don't miss out. Subscribe to Ultimate Stoicism and hit the like button to stay connected with practical Stoic lessons for mastering life's challenges. Join a community committed to inner strength, clarity, and growth. Start your Stoic journey today.